Hey everybody, this is a little quick video on what to do during week 4. Now, first and foremost, we have access terms and overview. Basically, it's a little video on access itself. So I suppose I should talk about what this week entails before we really get to that. So last week we had PowerPoint, and that is the last week we're going to have PowerPoint. Now, depending on when in the semester it is, the due dates should be posted. They may be different from this video, but it should be last week. Now, the PowerPoint test or exam is this week. It's due this week, rather. So are all the PowerPoint assignments if you haven't completed them yet. So every, probably, I guess, 2 weeks, we'll have one topic. At least we'll have the PowerPoint. We only have 1 week, however, of access, which is what we've got here. Then we'll move on to Excel for a couple of weeks, and then midterm exams at that point. And then for the latter half of the semester, we would end up with Word for the last half. So that's kind of the rundown of what we're going to see. This week, however, is purely Access. So let's talk a little bit about Access. I have a video here who basically goes over what Access is and how it works. As far as assignments and stuff go, you have basically a little chapter walkthrough, just like we've had previously. Of course, you got a video on the information of Access, how it works, and more or less what happens. Let's see if I can turn this on. Now, just like with PowerPoint, we have a little list of things for you to do here. And you really only have to be concerned with the ones that have tasks on them. If it says none, it's just a page for reading or an assignment or showing you how to do something. But there's some tasks there, and it's not actually, I would say it's a little less than what you've had in PowerPoint. Now, you'll have a training assignment, which again is pretty similar to the things you've been doing in PowerPoint, except with Access. And now, normally we would have a guided project. You may not see that pop up because I'm not going to give it to you. The reason for that is Access itself is the one Microsoft application that only works on Windows. So if you have a MacBook, you actually cannot do a project in it. So I'm going to opt to not give you a project at all. So what I'm going to give you instead is a simulator. Something I throw together kind of like a little quiz. Now when you're doing this, and of course the points will be adjusted and everything, but when you're doing this, it will essentially tell you to do some things, and there'll be a little next button. You click the next, it'll take you to the next. Now, if by chance something's a little wonky, for example, when it asks you to do something, shows you a nice little picture, tells you to click on things and do stuff. If there's something that doesn't look right, let's say, like the text boxes or something are not right, you can use Control minus, Control plus, zoom in, zoom out until it lines up like it's supposed to. I think there's really just one question where that's an issue, and that's a little bit further down the line. And you can do this test as many times as you want. And if it doesn't look right, like I said, adjust the way the screen looks by zooming in, zooming out. And you should be able to see it look a little better. I'm trying to find that one question so I can show you. Like this one sometimes messes up. And instead of lining them up, it gets them a little out of whack, but just readjust the screen a little bit, and usually that fixes it. This one also gets thrown off a little bit sometimes with the boxes out of alignment. If you zoom out, it should line back up. Now, that's just kind of a walkthrough of you simulating Access that I've thrown together for you. Hopefully it's not as dull as some of the assignments you've done in the trainings and the various other things. Now, of course, there's also going to be an exam because we only have 1 week of Access. Access itself is very, well, there are books and entire classes on how to build databases and use it. So give you kind of a hint of what's kind of under the hood. We are going to spend a week on it, so we're just going to kind of skim off the top of it a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what it is, and then we'll move on to the next section after that. Now, of course, the test, almost all the little quizzes and tests, I have set to go not this week, but be due the next week. And I do that so I can make sure you finished all the work before you do that test. That way, you won't be super unprepared. If you wait to the last minute, you might end up having to do that test instead without doing all the work, and it's probably not going to fare too well. Like the previous test for PowerPoint, you get 3 chances per question, and you get to take the test twice if you want to take the test twice. But also, like the PowerPoint test, when it starts, it starts. So as soon as you hit take the exam, it has begun and you can't stop it. You have to finish the test. If you walk away, then the time will run out and it won't give you any points for it. And you'll use one of your chances. So make sure you're ready to take that test when you're ready, when you start it. And that is the rough walkthrough of what to do this week. As usual, and as for just like the previous weeks, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Send me a message or drop by my office, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.